What is up, everyone? Welcome to History of Everything, Laundry Room Reviews. Today, we're going to be doing a review on The Devil's Rejects, the movie. I think it's from like 2005. I'm not going to look up the date exactly that it was out, but it was sometime between 2000 and 2010. And a trend in horror movies around them where they were just mean-spirited. There was like, they just had like an underlying... just the underlying feeling of just being mean spirited. Like you had Saw, you had House of Wax, shit like that. It was just real mean spirited shit. So The Devil's Rejects came out after House of a Thousand Corpses, which I will review at some point. But the order I saw them was I saw Devil's Rejects first. So that's how I'm going to review it. There's some really fucking classic scenes that should still be in meme culture today. I haven't seen it in a while, but it was floating around a couple of years ago. I remember seeing a couple of videos where they were memeing it. So it starts off with the whole Firefly family. They're all in a shootout with the cops. Some fucking gung-ho sheriff who wants to kill them all. And the Firefly family is a family of psychopaths who basically just kill people for fun. They're like maniacs. That's what they do. They just kill people. It starts off, one of the guys, Otis, he's up there fucking with some dead cheerleaders and shit. So, you know, they're all weirdos. You got Mama Firefly. She ends up getting captured. So everyone else goes on the run. And first thing they do is the sister pretends to be dead on the road, and this nurse pulls over, and Otis rushes out and whack, smash, and she's dead, man. They take her car. They link up with Captain Spaulding. You probably seen him and shit if you've been on the internet or if you're into horror movies at all. Captain Spaulding. They meet up with him, but first he needs to get them. So he finishes hanging out with this really fat girl that he's with, and he goes and his car breaks down, so he needs to steal a car. He steals a car from this lady and her son, and when he gets in, the lady gets out, and he goes over to the kid, and he's like, "Hey, how come you're not laughing? I'm a clown. We're funny, aren't we? Aren't we fucking funny?" And the kid's like crying, obviously, because he's getting carjacked. His mom's getting carjacked. I think he might have killed his mom, but I haven't seen it in a few years. I don't remember. So he goes, "Why aren't you laughing? Aren't we fucking funny? Don't you like clowns?" And then he goes, "If I'm going to come back for you, and if you don't have a reason why you don't like clowns, I'm going to kill your whole fucking family." And then he drives off. Anyway, they meet up. Well, in the meantime, before they end up meeting up, Otis and his sister there, they get to the hotel where they're supposed to meet up. And they see this like banjo playing guy and his bald, goofy looking roadie, and they end up getting up in their hotel room. And this is where shit just gets really dark and really mean spirited. You got Otis. He makes the wife strip and sticks a gun in a private part. I don't know what I could say on YouTube. I don't want to get completely fucked. But yeah, he sticks a gun in her private part. And then he smells it. And he's like, "Oh, my gun smells like your wife's private parts." And anyway, before that actually, the fat, bald roadie he just comes in. As soon as he knocks on the door to get in, Otis opens the door and lets him in and then just he's like, "What's going on here?" And then he kills him right away. So now you got this lady's husband and the other guy. I know I'm not explaining this well, but I mean, shit, I'm getting most of the facts. This lady's husband and this other guy, they go with Otis to some fucking like desert abandoned oil rig bullshit, and he makes them start digging their own graves. And once they figure out what's going on, they try to hit him with a shovel, and they do hit him, but they don't get away. And then he's like, "You pray, boy, you pray to your God." He's like, "I'm the devil and I'm here to do the devil's work." And then he kills all of them. He kills the two guys. And then they get back to the motel and Captain Spaulding finally shows up. And so they leave. And then they show the next morning, the housekeeper comes in and they find one of the ladies who's still alive. And she's got another lady's face that was cut off and put onto her face. She starts freaking out and she runs out of the room into the highway and gets splattered by a truck. And sometime in between all this, I think it's right now, is they run into like this inbred looking guy and this black dude on the side of the road selling chickens. And they decide to buy a chicken. He's like, "You're not gonna fuck these chickens, are you?" He's like, "Do I look like a chicken fucker to you?" And yeah, that was a meme going around for a while. He doesn't end up fucking the chicken. He does not do that. So I was glad that didn't happen. That would have been fucked up. Then they pull up at like a whorehouse in the middle of the desert. They camp out there for a while. Now this is where shit gets shady, because by the point in this movie, every time I watched it, I was really high or, you know, a little messed up. I don't really always remember it. But either they're at the ranch. Yeah, I think they're at the ranch. And the sheriff comes and attacks. And they all end up like tied up burning. But at the very beginning, what I forgot to mention is they have like this 8-foot tall brother named Tiny who was out in the woods when the sheriff came. So he was totally got away. You haven't seen him the whole movie. He comes and rescues them all. I'm pretty sure that's what happens. So yeah, they're all rescued at this point. And they're all driving down the highway. And this is like the best ending to a movie ever. They're all driving down the highway. And there's a huge roadblock. There's no way they can get through this roadblock. And Free Bird by Leonard Skinner comes on. And they just drive straight into the roadblock, shooting it out with the cops. And they all end up dead, supposedly. But then Rob Zombie went and fucked it all up and made another Devil's Rejects called like the Satanic 3 or some shit. The Devilish Trio or some shit like that. And he reconned all the lore. So they weren't dead, but they definitely died at the end of the Devil's Reject. So coming up, I'll review House of a Thousand Corpses. I might actually watch that again, get a refresher, so I'm not so vague with what happened. But yeah, like I said, these early 2000 movies, horror movies, they were real mean-spirited. The one I want to review, it was a Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. And they pick up this lady in the beginning, and it also has to do with guns and vaginas. She has a gun up her vagina. Uh-oh, I said vagina. I hope that's alright. But she has a gun up there. She pulls it out and fucking blows her head off. And then the way the camera pans out, it pans through her mouth and then out the back of her head and then through the back windshield. Shit is gnarly. I might review that one next. I might even get a clip of that and put it in here, and not 100% demonetization. But I might have to show it to y'all just so you can see what the fuck. It's one of the craziest scenes I've ever seen, and it still sticks in my head to this day. When I was a kid and I saw that, it scared the shit out of me. It was one of the gnarliest things. It still is one of the gnarliest things I ever seen in a movie. So I might have to show it to y'all. Close your eyes. Next review is going to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. Yep. Alright. Peace out, guys. Oh, if anyone's wondering, if you watch to the end of this, I'm also going to be doing Daniel Larson news from now on, because this motherfucker is too, like, enthralling. It's just something about him. I don't know how anyone could be like that. So, yeah, I'm going to start doing Daniel Larson updates on this channel, too, for y'all. Alright, over and out. Talk to y'all later. Oh, subscribe and hit the like button. Pound it with your nutsack. Yeah!